Artemis, goddess of the hunt, the moon, swift death, and childbirth, protector of women, youth, animals, and the environment. Artemis was born to Zeus and Leto on the island of Delos. Delos, a floating island, was the only place her mother could give birth after jealous Hera had declared no part of the earth could give Zeus's lover refuge. Just after Artemis was born, she helped deliver her twin brother Apollo, which is why she is the goddess of childbirth. When Artemis was a young goddess, Zeus asked her what she wanted for her birthday, and she asked to remain a virgin forever, for animals, and for 80 virgin nymphs to be her hunting companions, and for a silver bow and arrow. The most independent of the goddesses, Artemis was fiercely protective of the chastity of both her and her fellow hunters. When Actaeon, a hunter, wandered upon Artemis while she bathed, he was turned into a stag to keep him from telling anyone. Just after his transformation, his hunting hounds killed him and devoured him. She was often depicted carrying a silver bow and sheath of arrows, and was tall, beautiful, graceful, and youthful. She wore a short tunic that reached her knees to allow her freedom of movement. As a beautiful goddess, many men were interested in her, but only one had ever caught her eye. In one myth, Orion, a fellow hunter, was the only man Artemis ever loved. Her brother Apollo tricked her into killing him to protect her from getting hurt. In sadness, she spread his body across the sky, forming the stars of Orion's belt. Artemis had no certain city dedicated to her, as the entire wilderness was sacred to her. However, Ephesus and Delos were particularly special for Artemis, and her largest temple, and one of the wonders of the ancient world, the Temple of Artemis, was in Ephesus. In Ephesus, she was the main goddess worshipped. She also went by the Roman name of Diana, and was associated with Hecate and Phoebe. All animals were sacred to her, but deer in particular were Artemis's special animal, as were all young animals. Her tree was the cypress, and her symbols were the moon and the bow and arrow. There was a dark side to Artemis as well, though. Sometimes her very symbol, the bow, brought death to mortals. She was also the bringer of swift death and sickness, and when a woman died with no cause, she was said to have been hit by one of Artemis's silver arrows. All of this is still relevant today. Katniss, from the Hunger Games, is loosely based on Artemis, and Wonder Woman's alter ego's name was Diana. Artemis is often seen as an ancient feminist and environmentalist. As the goddess of the moon and the hunt, she was one of the most revered deities in ancient Greece.